Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming. Today we're going to go ahead and build a set of 3 giant colored pencils. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start and build a row of 5 spruce blocks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the right hand side of these set of 5, step up 1 and place a set of 2 blocks. Then we're going to go diagonal to that, place 1 block. Go diagonal again, place 1 block, and then place 1 more block on top. And then we're going to go to the right and place 5 blocks going up. And right there is 1/4 of the base of our colored pencil. And then we basically repeat exactly what we just did 3 more times to finish the rest of the base of the colored pencil. So right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we step up 1, place a pair of blocks, step up a caddy corner, place 1, step up caddy corner again, place 2, and then we're back to the 4th side, so we place 5 blocks again. And we repeat the exact same thing. And then there we have the outside perimeter of our base of our colored pencil. And let's see, I think it's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 13 wide. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a really big flat area, at least width-wise. So it's going to have to be at least 13, forward and backwards. And then because we're going to build 3 of these, we're going to want it to be, 10, 20, 39 wide, but then we leave a space of 2 between each one. So you're really going to want it to be 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. You're really going to want the width of this to be at minimum 45. So the bigger and the flatter the area, the easier it'll be, the less you'll have to go ahead and clear out. So I go ahead and I fast forward here through the placement of the next 2 bases of the colored pencils. It's exactly the same as the first one, so you didn't need to see me redo the entire thing. And you can definitely experiment with how much space you leave between each one. I left 2. I thought it looked pretty good. You can definitely leave, the same between them, or you can, maybe make 1, 2, maybe make 1, 3, maybe make 1, 1, a space of 1 between them. It all depends. You can try different things and see how it looks. So I go ahead and I use, I'm basically using 5 blocks for this entire build. So I'm using spruce wood, red concrete, white concrete, blue concrete, gold blocks, and gold blocks. We make this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So I think it's 34 high. So what I then do next is I fast forward through this whole thing, but I basically go around the entire perimeter of the colored pencil and make it all 34 high. I was definitely thinking, so if you're going ahead and you're building this along with us, remember, if you need to, just feel free to pause it and build until you catch up, and then you can always restart the video when you're all caught up. And you can also try to experiment, and you can also try to experiment a little bit. I was actually thinking of possibly, like laying down one of these colored pencils, or maybe coming back in another build and, maybe adding some crayons to the front of it, or regular pencils to the front of the, in front of the colored pencils, just to kind of make it look like a, an art box or something like that, where an artist would have all the different supplies in there. that right there finishes up the shell of the first colored pencil. So you can kind of see the size of it and how tall it is and how wide it is. And then I go ahead to the next colored pencil. And at this point in time, I'm actually making it exactly the same height as the first. Originally in this build, I just was gonna make every single colored pencil the same height. Now I do decide after I finish this one, I do decide to make them different heights. So I come back and you'll see in about a minute or so, I do end up deleting maybe 5 levels off of this colored pencil, and then the third colored pencil ends up being about 2 or 3 taller than this one. So there's a slight variation to each one. So I'm going here and I'm fast forwarding through building up this one here, because again, you don't need to see me place, you know, the entire perimeter of the colored pencil again. Once you do one column essentially of the colored pencil, you can do all of them just as easily. Alright, and that right there finishes the shell of the second colored pencil. And then what I do here is I grab a lantern real quick and I drop a lantern essentially in the center of each of the colored pencils, because once I get the top of the colored pencil on and sealed, it'll be, you know, pitch black inside of each of these, and then a whole bunch of mobs start spawning, and then you hear the zombies moaning and the skeletons, you know, clattering inside of these pencils, and I don't like them living in there. And right here is where I take off, I think 5 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So you can see I make it a little bit shorter. And then what I do is I go ahead and I fast forward through here as well, just taking essentially 5 rows off of each one. So the colored pencil all the way to the right is going to end up being a red one. The center is going to be a white colored pencil, and the right one is going to be a blue colored pencil. So it's going to be red, white, and blue. And it's kind of ironic that the white colored pencil was used the most and the shortest, because I feel like in real life, usually the white colored pencil or the white crayon almost never gets used, because usually you're drawing on white paper. But in this case, for whatever reason, the white colored pencil is going to be shorter than the others. And then here I'm going to the last color pencil. And you'll see I do build this up slightly taller than the previous one. Maybe 2 or 3 blocks taller than the previous one. And you can experiment and definitely try all different sizes. You can make them all the same. You know, you can make one really big if you want. But I go here and I fast forward through, so you don't have to watch me place every single block. And again, this video, you know, I think unedited was about an hour and 3 minutes long, and I got it down to, I believe, under 25 minutes. So between fast forwarding and then just editing out, you know, dead spots or slow spots, I was able to get it down to, you know, roughly 25 minutes or so. Alright, and then right about here, I am finished with building the building vertically. Right here I'm finished building the last color pencil vertically, and you can see right there the 3 finished shells of the color pencil, and they're all a little bit different size. Then what I do is I'm going to the color pencil all the way to the left, and essentially at the top level where the last wood blocks are, I'm going ahead and I'm filling the whole interior with red concrete, because this is going to be our red colored pencil. And then what I do to build it up is I go around the perimeter of the red blocks that I just placed, and I add 2 more blocks on top of them all the way around. So what I'm doing is I'm adding 2 blocks for each level of the lead, or the color of, or whatever you call the colored part of the colored pencil, because that kind of gives it a steeper point, I guess you can call it. It looks pretty good. I know definitely stepping up 1 for each level didn't look like it was pointy enough. It's possible that even 3 might look better if I stepped up 3 per level, but 2 came out okay. So I went with it. So I'm going to the next one, and then here I'm going to go essentially on the outside perimeter again. And I go ahead and I place, again, another 2 levels of the tip of the color pencil. So this time I place only 1 at a time. So I go ahead, I place this level, and then you'll see as soon as I finish the perimeter, I go right around again and I place 1 more level high of the red colored pencil. Just stepping back here and taking a look, make sure I'm getting it right. And as we make it further up to the top of the tip of the colored pencil, it gets faster and faster because it gets a little smaller with essentially every level. Just making sure I had it right and even there. Again, just double check and make sure everything is right. And then I go here and I essentially finish off the perimeter, the second level of the red color pencil. Okay, and then immediately after I go ahead and I place the second block exactly on top of the ones I just placed right there. Alright, and on this next level again, I go along the inside perimeter of that row or level that we just placed, and I go ahead and I place the next level, again 2 blocks high. Now in this case, I'm starting at the top of the last level I just placed. So I'm essentially going to place 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, just like that, and I do that all the way around. But it's only essentially 2 levels higher than the previous level, not 3, because I start the first one on the same level. And you'll see it'll go faster and faster the next 2 levels after this go really fast because there's really not much left at that point in time. So there we have it. We have that row, and that's how it's looking so far. And I do the exact same thing as I did on the previous. So I basically start at the top level, and then I count of 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that takes care of that. 2 more levels to go here. Yeah, the last 3 levels went really fast because there's really not much to place. And that right there takes care of our red color pencil. We're going to come back and we're going to actually put some letters on the side. We happen to have Crayola color pencil, so that's what I was modeling this off of. Now some color pencils have like a colored outside as well. I decided to do the wood outside and then the gold lettering, just because I like the contrast and I think it showed up pretty nice. Where if I did gold, and especially if I did a yellow or a color similar to gold, the printing wouldn't show up that well. So the spruce logs and the gold blocks had enough contrast so I can see the letters nice and clear, and you'll see that in a few minutes here. So what I do is I go ahead and I fast through placing the white lead and the blue lead down. So there's the 2, the red and the white done. And then again, here's the blue. And then I go ahead and I fast forward placing all the blue, because you don't really need to see that again. And that's how the blue color pencil looks. So there's our 3 color pencils. And I guess they actually kind of look like skyscrapers too, to an extent. I guess I could put some windows in and replace the lead at the top, and replace the lead at the top with glass, and then that could end up being a giant skyscraper or a house. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and place the lettering on each of the colored pencils. So I didn't write the color out, but I'm just going to write Crayola on them. And I go ahead and I essentially break out the spots for the letters first, and then I come back and I fill them with the gold blocks afterwards. So all the letters came out pretty nice. R was probably the most difficult. I mean, not really difficult, but you'll see right here, it's a little wider and it kind of looks like an R, but I don't know, it's not as... It didn't come out as nice as all the other letters. All the other letters really seem to fit really good in this size. And that right there is the A. And then we have the Y. And then an O. Then we're on to L. And then we finally have the last A in the word Crayola. Now it'll be neat to see, like depending on what you do and how tall you make each of yours, at what point does the word Crayola essentially get cut off, because of each color pencil is, slightly different height. I go back here now, this is where I'm filling in with the gold blocks. And then right here, I am finishing up the C, the letter C, and that's how it looks. It's got nice contrast, it's pretty easy to read. You can see the R is okay, but still a little, I can tell it's an R, but it still looks a little bit weird. I started 4 blocks up from the bottom, so it's almost centered. I think it ends, I think there's only 3 or 2 empty blocks on top, so it's not exactly centered, I believe. And then I go ahead here and fast forward through the lettering on the remaining 2 colored pencils. And then that right there finishes up the last one. And you can see there are our 3 colored pencils. So definitely let me know what you think in the comments. And again, any ideas that you might have, how to make this better or different, or if you have one, please share in the comments, or a picture, and it would be awesome to see what you come up with. Alright, and thanks so much for watching. Until next time, have a great day.